So it's funny because you read stuff and you're like, oh, people don't know the long-term effects of the coronavirus. That's the concern. You know, you can't have kids, whatever the case may be. Nobody knows the long-term effects of cell phones. We're the guinea pig generation. We're going to all go to the doctor from all this friggin' technology when we're like 48. And he's going to be like, you were using a cell phone your whole life? Got some bad news. That's going to happen. I'm dead serious. We were the scapegoat. And then I'm watching fucking Joe Rogan the other night. And Elon Musk, this guy's got the balls to put a chip in my head. Get the fuck. There is no way. He goes, I'm going to make paraplegics walk. I'm going to make the blind see. Joe, Elon, guys, seriously. And you want to charge me $6 million? Whatever the case may be. Nobody's coming near my head. I'm happy that I'm going to make it. I'm going to die before it's mandatory. We got a buddy, James, who says when the chip comes out, everybody's going to want this chip. You're going to go to a job. They're going to say, listen, you got the chip? We're going with the guy who's got the chip. You know, we're you know, and this is crazy. You know, we're not going to have any sort of opinions that are our own. And I think they're forcing that now. Like, if you look at the internet in general, and they force their opinion down your throat. Nobody thinks for themselves. You know? You got people on the coronavirus that are like, oh, this is all just Bill Gates. They want to give us a vaccine. Or oh, this is the end of the world. We all got to stay home. Oh, my grandmother's going to die. You got Cuomo saying, I don't want Aunt Betty to die. Listen, I love Aunt Betty, okay? This is what he referred to her as, Aunt Betty Cuomo, okay? Aunt Betty was a cold away. Aunt Betty was a cold away. She was a stairwell away. That's not my bad. But let's not now, my whole thing is this. When you got 22-year-olds dying, it's a problem. 84-year-olds dying, that's life. Okay? I used to work at a funeral home. Quick story, real quick. Worked at a funeral home, though. And when I was 20 years old, I worked at a funeral home, and I had everybody die. There was.
Community living?
Yeah, no. I tell you, business was dead. But I was like an office assistant, but people would call up and they'd be crying. They say, oh, my 1-year-old kid just killed himself. You know, that shit's hard. There was 3 people died on a car ride home from a Sweet 16. You know, so at 20 years old, I was pretty accustomed to death. And it actually helped me for, you know, personal reasons later on. But I remember this guy, his name was Joe. His mother died, and she was 105. And when I tell you this, I've been there for 14 months. Nobody cried more for somebody dying than this guy. And I remember thinking, holy shit, this lady lived to 105 here. Like, I've been seeing kids die. I've been seeing 20-year-olds die. I've been seeing 30s, 40s. Like, you got 105. In the grand scheme of life, you know, that's a win. And I realized, though, because we were closing and he wouldn't leave. He couldn't leave her casket. He was probably in his 60s. And he never got married and had kids. And, you know, so obviously that's all he ever knew. But I realized in that moment, when you love somebody, there never will be enough time.